Welcome back to Bearded Ramblings. For once, I didn't call it Low Energy Videos. We are
first time forever. Then,
yeah, we are joined by the creniest of crendars.
hello.
And a longtime friend of the channel, Ezreal. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, and I remembered my beard this time.
Yay! Although it's not required, it is always appreciated. So
yeah, we couldn't get Missy to bring hers though.
no, well, she didn't have a beard above her waist. She had one below it.
Ugh.
Oh, don't! It's natural. I always remember that joke from what was the name of the show? Black Sails. When one of the new crew members, it's a rite of passage to have sex with this prostitute, and then they reveal it and like, oh no, we're not going to show you her. We're gonna make you meet Blackbeard. And they're like, oh God, what? Like he's freaking out, and he goes into the room, and there's this all these like prostitutes all like dolled up and all like lounging around it, and in the middle is this really hot one with this massive black bush between her legs. Blackbeard. And then they push him in and close the door. Yeah, so how you guys doing? Doing good?
Tired, hot.
Yeah, you were saying it was like 80 something.
Yeah, it's like 82 degrees here. I think that's 28 centigrade.
That's an let me guess, humid as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's ugh. How about you there, Crandar?
Yeah, considerably chillier over here, so doing not too bad.
It's colder in Canada? What are the odds?
I know, you never would have thought about it.
It's hotter in the wildfire zones?
No.
Jesus.
No, I am a safe distance, but that smoke sure travels far.
Yeah, I've been seeing the pictures, and everyone's been like posting updates. It looks scary as fuck.
I've seen some articles saying that it's been, or headlines of articles anyway. I didn't read the article, but mentions that apparently it's reaching other countries as well.
Like,
because it's blown across the pond.
Oh yeah, I suppose it would. It would eventually hit like at least Hawaii would probably notice some ash in the air.
I noticed a good portion was actually blown upwards by a cold front and was hitting. Locally, though, we're pretty safe from the fires. The biggest issue is everybody tried to wash the ash off their cars. And when ash from wood mixes with water, it creates lye, which can strip paint.
Yeah.
So a lot of people chipped their car paint.
And if that shit gets on your hands, then you put it near your face. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Also, easy way to do that is with shells. You burn shells from the ocean. That's what a lot of people in the UK do they used to do to whitewash their along the coast, like fishing villages. They used to do that. It's also be used as a weapon. You put it in canisters and fire it from shells. They did that in the Napoleonic War. Good old fashioned war crimes hadn't been invented yet.
Or at least not outlawed anyway.
Yeah, it was a different time. Hell, they still had slavery.
How dare they?
Yeah, I know, right? But you know that we need to be wage slaves. And that's much more respectable.
You need to consent to your slavery, damn it.
For minimum wage or under. I can't believe you can get under minimum wage.
Do they not know what minimum means?
Literally, yeah. Like you're thinking like, oh, there's at least a baseline. Oh no, it can go much lower. Why am I laughing? That's horrible.
Those countries need to learn what minimum wage means.
$1.11.
I believe over here our below minimum in most of our states is $2.14. If your boss can provide a reasonable idea that you're getting tipped for your job and then factor the tips into your wages, because if someone else is paying you for your time, why do they need to work?
Yeah, let's make our customers pay our employees for us.
God. Oh, I forget, Krendar. What's the stance on tipping? Is it like in the States? In Canada?
Yeah.
Generally. It's generally seen as a faux pas not to tip.
Well, no, it's not a faux pas. It's like it's required. You know the way in the States they put like 10% on everything for the tip.
20%.
It's not
Is it
required.
20?
No.
All
yeah,
right.
you're expected to pay 20% before tax.
Mm-hmm. And you know the easiest way to solve that would just be to raise their income, but no, apparently,
yeah,
you got to make them beg on top of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Or do what that one restaurant in oh god, I don't remember which city it's in, but there's a restaurant where the guy wanted high class, properly working waiters who acted more like butlers than waiters. But if you can do the good performance, if you can act professionally, if you can do all this stuff, you can get a raise even though you're still in the same job as a waiter. And he ended up doing this while also putting a no tips policy in his restaurant, factoring the no tipping bit into increased food prices, and everyone was fine with it. What a surprise! Everyone was willing to pay $12 for their burger instead of $10 for their burger if it meant they didn't have to stop and think, okay, what's 15% of $16 after a 15% tax?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I go over to the States, I always let my friends decide on the tip, and it's usually just just throw a 10 down there, that'll be fine. Unless it's a big meal, then throw down a 20, and I'm like, ugh. Don't get me wrong, I tip when like I'm out in the club, but a bar, club, I haven't been to a club in years, but a bar, yeah, like I'll go out, I'll throw them $1 or $2, but like that's just it. A tip is something extra you do out of your own sense of interest. You don't do it out of a sense of like, hey, I'm obligated to give you more. That's somehow not required. I don't know. It's weird.
Another thing that gets me here is in California, we have this ridiculously high minimum wage. We already passed a law quite a while ago that effectively outlawed tipping. That's not to say it's illegal for you to give extra money to your waiter, of course. It's outlawing the ability to legally recognize tips so that your boss can't go, well, this is a tipped employee, I don't have to pay them as much. No, you can't do that. Here, if you're working minimum, it's $13 an hour. We don't care what the job is. And yet, despite that, there are some employees who just get so ridiculous. It's usually delivery drivers. They get so hell-bent on, but where's my tip? I'm like, you got paid $13 an hour with gas compensation to deliver something. I think you should be relatively fine.
I remember the first time I when I was working over in the States when I was a teenager, I had to tip, and it was this big event. It was a pizza. I think it was like Papa John's or something like that. And when it arrived, I've got a history with them. They're over here now as well. Actually, the same guy who runs Quiznos has the franchise for Papa John's here.
It wasn't for the Super Bowl, was it?
No. It was.
Okay, good.
No. But no, he was like staring at me longingly, and I just blinked at him, and I'm like, oh, the tip. And he's like, yeah, man, give me my money. I'm like, I looked at my friends, and they're like, give him his money. I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I felt like I was being kind of accosted going on there, and I was like, oh, okay, sorry, here you go. And then afterwards, I'm like, it's a shame they don't pay you enough. And then I got, okay,
it's for you.
That's for you. But no, it was a shit time for sure.
I always hate it when people get really rude about demanding tips like that, you know?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
This is David calling from Amazon customer support. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
No, it wasn't.
And I don't even have my phone in my room right now.
Mine's over there, but it's off. I'm getting a new one. I can't get a new one next week. I've got other things I need to spend money on, but I can go out the week after, I think, and get a new phone.
I always leave my phone in the living room when I'm going to be on something. But then again, I don't have any reason why anybody would need to get a hold of me urgently, so.
Yeah.
Same.
The only people that would call me urgently right now, I need to keep it on hand, but I get so few phone calls. Sorry about that. It was a scam.
Yeah,
I get a lot of those around here. My favorite is people who I think they've called us at least 30 times offering duct cleaning services, and we're like,
Oh, gee.
we're in an apartment building. We don't manage the ducts here. We're just tenants.
Anytime I used to go over to
Piss
the
off.
States when my phone would work, for a few weeks after I'd come back, I'd always get these sort of the dead calls over and over again, or like the scammers. You've won a free trip to Disney World.
Oh yeah.
and like I would explain to him, okay, you do realize I'm not American, right? And no, I haven't. Like,
One of my favorites actually we used to get was it's been a while now, but somebody would call us up pretending to be like Microsoft or something and talk about, oh, we've detected a virus on your Windows computer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, there are like 7 or 8 computers in this apartment that run Windows. Can you be more specific? Yes, we know you're scamming, but we're just trying to put you off foot here.
Yeah.
Seriously, like
Last time I got
there
one.
are like 7 computers in here, so like which one are you talking about?
Okay.
The Windows one. Oh, thanks. Great.
Good
job.
Unlike all these Linux computers lying around.
Krender, have
do a
you
better
ever
job of your scam if you can actually answer a question?
Yeah. Krender, have you ever heard of or watched Kip Boga?
I knew you'd bring him up.
Heard of, but no.
Just wait a moment. Wait a moment, sir.
Yeah, pretty much his whole channel is baiting call scammers. Like, you're familiar with the concept of speed running?
Yeah,
He
actually,
long
I
run
saw-
scammers.
It's days.
I
in
saw
some
him
cases.
as a guest on a podcast once where they talked about it,
Oh,
but I haven't watched his channel.
Oh, he gets.
But
he
yeah,
gets some
I've heard him talking about what he does,
It's
and
Yeah.
he's great at it.
Anyway, let's. I've been wanting to show this one off for a while now, but you know what? It's been so long this up there in my thumbnails that I actually forget what this is about. Bicep
dear.
stand-up
Sweet.
comedian. I think I got it at the same time as when we had that. Remember that comedian who got punched? That stand-up comedian who started hitting on that girl's wife and he got punched in the face.
That was such an irritating asshole.
He was. And he got punched in the face for it. But I think this is in the same vein. So let's see if it's not funny. Then you know.
Whatchamacallit? Everyone remembers their parents, what they used to do to them.
He's 14.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if he's like 30. He's 14. There's
Mhm.
no way
You're okay.
he's an adult.
He's 30 going on 14.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I can already see he's buff, but I mean, beyond that, no. Look at that face. That face is like Dorian Gray. It just doesn't age.
When they were little kids, right? When you were little kids, you used to do bad things. Remember what your parents used to do, right? My mom would be like, "I'm gonna get the fucking belt," right? And when we were kids, we were always rebels, right? We always said, I always tried to mock my.
You guys can hear it, okay?
Yeah. He's a tiny bit low, but I can hear him.
I can
oh
hire
yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah, I can hire that up a little bit. There you go.
Mother, I'm like, I'm gonna get the fucking belt, and right, and she'd go get it, and I'd fucking jolt right away. I'm jolting. And when you were a kid, you always thought that you can outrun your parents too. Wasn't that the fact too? But you quickly figured out that you could not outrun your parents. So I'm running faster than a black man with a stolen VCR, right? And she turns into a cowboy, and her belt is.
I'd give that a 4. That for on the awkward cringe.
A 4 out of 50.
Yeah.
Whip, she's right away. This is where you give up. This is where you give up. So you start saying, "I'm not gonna put the dog in the dryer again. I promise." She's dragging me off like chainsaw with my legs in the back. Oh man, everyone knows what the parents do.
Oh, the crowd.
The crowd does not give a fuck.
Well, at least he's animated.
What the fuck you saying? Hey, gay. No, seriously.
Oh shit! Even he's like, "Oh, I'm burning. I'm burning."
So you can't understand gay people?
No, I don't. I seriously don't. Because what makes you, like, let's say for a gay guy, what makes you say, "Oh, I just want to suck a cock"? Seriously, what makes you get, huh?
Your hormones. That's why.
Oh,
you-
dude, stick to
several.
the original act.
Yeah, this is do you think this is like open mic night, or do you think someone actually hired this dude?
I think it's an open mic night on a bar.
I
Yeah.
hope.
I like to suck cock.
What?
Look how confused he is. This is completely. No, this isn't how it went in my head at all.
How does that signify that you're gay? You're not.
I don't know. You just said, how do you like to suck cock?
I'm saying if you were a guy, you would pay attention to dumb fucking blonde.
Didn't we clarify during my stand-up that I'm not natural blonde?
Whatever, you're fucking blonde. It doesn't matter.
No,
Look at
I'm
you, you're
not
blonde, you're
blonde.
dumbass. That's it. Blonde dumbass. And thank you for reminding me.
Oh.
I met a girl one time, and I asked her what her name was, and she said Dolphin. Okay? She said Dolphin.
Oh,
Crowd's having more amusement fucking trolling this guy
That's
than his own
half the
act.
fun. I've never been there on a night where the crowd turned, but apparently I've met people who have, and they say that's half the fun of an open mic night. You destroy them.
yeah, this guy cannot
Wait, I
banter.
met a girl? Look at my fucking bicep! You think I can't meet a girl?
Oh God, is he an incel or a MGTOW? MGTOW comedy. It's a real thing.
No,
I don't think he's
I
necessarily.
think he's
either one.
internet tough guy that forgot he's not on the internet.
That's the one.
Look around, you want to fight me?
You think afterwards he went into the bathroom and started sobbing?
Yes.
No one likes me.
Hey! Oh my god. Anyway, before I snap and start throwing stools all over the place, I'm gonna leave. Thanks. Sounds nice.
Well, he took one hint.
Now people are clapping now that he's leaving.
Yeah, he at least took that hint.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
there is
God.
hope for him. There is hope for him, but my God, yeah, that was.
You need
like,
to learn to
crap.
roll with the heckling and not get so defensive.
And also maybe pacing. There's a level. I think I've mentioned this before, but there's a level of like physical comedy on stand up that it's like a fine line between emphasizing something and just being awkward. You look kind of like you kind of look like a child or something when you're moving around on stage. Like the way he was doing it physically. Like I've seen comedians be incredibly physical on stage, and it was hilarious. But
Yeah.
him, it's just awkward. It's like,
There's a certain level of over exaggeration you can do when you're doing that sort of things that can make it funny, you know.
of course, the joke would have had
Yeah.
to land it as well.
Or
There
if you
had to
do
have been
get
a joke there.
if you do get overly physical with it, you need to make sure that you can properly pull it off so that the physical comedy in and of itself is also entertaining.
Hmm.
Like there was one guy, he couldn't he couldn't tell very good jokes, but he could do a lot of like carnival tricks and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
he was Carrot
there's this
Top,
guy-
gotcha.
Yeah, if you got rid of all his
Close.
if you got rid of all his props, Carrot Top wouldn't have a single joke to his name.
No, he'd be nothing.
So, but no, like Bill Bailey's another one. Bill Bailey, I think, is very funny, but he's predominantly works with instruments. He's a savant. He can play any instrument, so he ties that into his comedy. But if you got rid of his instruments, he'd kind of just be a little bit right, yeah, right, right. Yeah.
Trying to remember the name of the comedian now, but there's one guy where his comedy act has to involve that he plays the bass or the cello. Sorry.
It's a cello.
Oh, that's gonna bother me now.
that's-
Yeah,
Well,
he brings this huge instrument on stage, and it has to work directly into his comedy. I'll go dig him up.
Like he gives us jokes, background music and stuff. I think I've seen that guy.
Oh, yeah, he played the old guy in the Six Flags commercials.
Also reminds me of you ever see this guy who does a comedy routine with bagpipes?
Yeah, I think I know that dude.
He was
Jim
doing it-
Tavery.
Yeah, like he did a thing where he made his bagpipes sound like a ambulance going around a corner, and it was spot on, perfect. It sounded exactly like that. It was
Grenda,
amazing.
at the beginning of this show, I didn't say it on camera. I said it beforehand. I've got something for you. Now I watched Vosh,
Oh.
and he had something called. He did something called. He was watching something called CancelCon, which was on a few days ago, and it's crap. It's a
I
conservative
was
sort
gonna say
of.
that sounds pretty toxic.
Yeah, it was very very. Let's see, Ruben was there, and a few Ben Shapiro. It was a tiny. No one watched it. Like it was a joke, but it started with this animation, and I'm gonna tell you right now. It's made in a way that I'm genuinely surprised at the level of quality for such a conservative. Like Prager was in that show, was in that lineup, and yet they had the foresight to hire someone who could actually make animation this good. And it's, don't get me wrong, like the whole thing is very sort of checkmate libtards, but it doesn't change the fact I actually really like this. So enjoy.
Oh no.
Excited already.
I remember this.
Get triggered.
Here comes Angela Freddy. He's always ready to fight fascism with fascism. Starbucks windows don't stand a chance.
Love the level of sarcasm.
It's so. But I don't care. I don't care. No joke. I really love this.
I hope the power to see racism everywhere.
I knew you'd like it. Get triggered.
I want this to be an actual cartoon now.
Oh, that
emanates such Saturday morning cartoon vibes.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember GTA 4 and 5 had those, when you sat down in front of the TV, it would have like Republican Space Rangers and things like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Or the Minority, not Minority. That's a real show. But it reminds me so much of that. I saw it just like a few hours ago when Vosh was doing his live show. I don't know if he's still on or whatever. But no. Even he's like, you know what? That wasn't terrible.
You know what we need, actually? We need somebody. We need whoever made that to make. Remember there was that Marvel comic that was gonna be made with like Snowflake and Safe Space.
The New Defenders.
I think it was.
We need those characters to be put into a show that guy makes.
Yes.
The guy that made this thing.
Do you remember everyone
needs
thought
to make
like,
a
that
cartoon
was
about
such
them.
A troll? Like they all thought it was such a troll, and like no one believed that they could have actually made that. But
this is my original character, B negative, the emo vampire boy.
He's an emo vampire, but he's really, really bright pink for some reason.
Do you remember the one who's like an endless backpacker and runner, but she's like clearly overweight?
Oh yeah,
she wasn't a runner. She was just like, I think she was just a hiker. Although she still should have been in better shape.
Yeah,
and she had the superpowers of Felix the cat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
with
like
the endless bag.
Not only did she have the infinite backpack, but it would just be you pull something random out of it and you can't control it at all. It probably won't be useful to your situation.
Remember the hacker dude who had the power of the internet at his beck and
call?
Oh, right, because
he could just Google things with his brain.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
And he gained his superpower when he was exposed to experimental internet gas.
See, that's one of the lines right there that makes you think that this thing really actually.
It was such a missed opportunity. He gained the ability of the internet through gas. His name should have been Shit Poster.
Dude, I know, right? Could you imagine like their villains though? Like it's Neckbeard.
so it's like that guy was basically Freakazoid on the team essentially.
Oh, and do not insult Freakazoid. Comparing those two.
Well, he wanted to be Freakazoid.
Freakazoid, chimpanzee.
Freakazoid, Freakazoo.
Freaka me, freaka you.
Oh yeah, speaking of Freakazoid, I think they're actually starting up a new Animaniacs series.
Yeah, they are indeed. And I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they'll be able to strike that great balance between tongue-in-cheek humor for adults without getting too edgy or too woke, social justice warriors, or while at the exact same time keeping like the pushing a boundary, because there's no point just remaking it. It's just the same show again. You know, you've got tons of decades of like new stuff to talk about. Like have it like especially because if they're doing Animaniacs, they should be doing all the side characters of Animaniacs, like for example Pinky and the Brain, which I
would like to see what comes of Pinky and the Brain in an era of easily available internet.
Yeah, maybe Brain has a great idea to like start a meme or a hashtag to make him president.
Oh no.
And then it works. Then, I don't know. It works until he says he doesn't like something that everyone else likes, and then it's like hashtag cancel.
Uh-huh. Sounds about right.
Oh, that show was amazing. I also liked it's one of the few ones where, unlike The Simpsons, I really like to see celebrity cameos pop in, because they really did it. They were like the focal points of every episode, but like it was always the Animaniacs making fun of them, you know, like or Steven Spielberg showing up randomly to stop a fight between Pinky the Brain, Freakazoid, and Animaniacs, and who his favorite is, and then he just stops and goes, "Who are you people?"
The best thing about celebrity appearances on The Simpsons was when it was an episode that centered on Lisa, and then the celebrity took the focus away from Lisa and saved the episode.
Yeah, Lisa increasingly got harder and harder to appreciate and like. This is her time. Like, she is just pure, unadulterated, top of the walk, to the point where, remember, they broke the fourth wall in the recent episode by talking about Apu and whether or not they can keep him.
No idea.
I didn't see the episode. I just saw the clip, and her and Marge were talking, and they just basically just say like, "We're thinking about getting rid of him," and they kind of just both look at the camera, and you're just there like,
"Oh yeah, I heard about that." Yeah, I didn't see the episode, but I heard about that.
Now, remember though, it's okay though, because I think it's Hank Azaria who does the voice of Apu. He's done with the character. He's done with the show, so he's okay with leaving. But yeah, like, what a weird thing to get angry over.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like it's a cartoon. They're caricatures. They're not trying to say that people are really like this.
Apu shows himself to be pretty cool, all things considered. Like, he's one of the better ones. He's self-employed. He's done well. I suppose he did cheat on his wife, but yeah, that just makes him
pretty much every character in The Simpsons, though, is let's take one stereotype but crank it up to 11 so it's funny rather than, you know, a mockery. Yeah. Let's have the Scottish guy talk in a ridiculous, over-the-top accent, but also make him extremely buff and able to beat anyone into the dirt.
They don't have a Scottish guy doing the voice of Willy, but they get angry. They don't get angry at that. In fact, Scotland absolutely loves him, and Scottoberfest is now an unofficial. Scotchtoberfest is an unofficial holiday in Scotland. Yeah.
Really is one of the best characters in the show.
You have any grease there, lunch lady Doris? Yes, we do. Then grease me up, woman. Okay.
Okay then.
No, she's like, okie dokie.
Yeah. She was like stunned but eager at the same time.
Well, she wasn't expecting. God, I loved some of the cutaways. Like, they did better cutaway jokes than Family Guy ever did back in the day. There was one I always remember when the school was running so low on money. They had to chop up old gym mats into mince for the kids' dinner, their lunches. And she just cuts to her with a gym mat over like a mincer, and she's going, "There's very little meat in these gym mats."
Which is disturbing, because that implies that there is some.
They're using grey D beef, and they have malk now with vitamin R.
Malk. Delicious.
All the textbooks on the shelves were like books banned from other schools. Hey, they have to learn about tech war sooner or later.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
no.
Let's not forget about the day that the one time that they that one kid went missing, and then you could say that Uther's in all of us right now. Because they made hamburgers out of him.
Yeah, that was the Treehouse of Horror episode. But the thing is, he did vanish, and they like little make calls of it, like you'd see "Where's Uther" and things like that. And then his parents go up and they go, "We only want closure." Good stalling.
That was twisted.
Uther. Good old Uther. Do not run.
Also, I think that's the first time they've ever acknowledged the Treehouse of Horror episodes outside of Halloween.
Yeah. They used to be some of the best stuff. I love the one where the Kang Kodos abduct them, and they're getting fatted up, and then Lisa starts getting all bossy and know-it-allism, and then it turns out that they were just being nice hosts, and they didn't...
starts getting all Lisa on them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, you all made pigs of yourselves. I slaved over a kitchen for days for you people.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, this is what we say when we meet. Sometimes you know too much for your own good. The monkey paw episode was the best in my opinion. Okay, let's move on to this one. Dallas airport fight caught on video.
Oh no.
Remember, folks, if you're enjoying this, like, share, and subscribe.
Why is this guy attacking Trump?
Where do you want to start? I'm just looking at this right now. I've never been to Dallas, but all airports are the same. And it's one of the most thankless jobs in the world, because there's 90% chance you're never going to see the same people ever again. So they have no problem with just being the most angry, pissed off people at you, and you just kind of have to just be like, okay, I don't need this in my life right now, but I can be professional. Except post 9/11, where security can be absolute cunts. So if you want to get angry at anyone, get angry at the cleaners. Otherwise, you're gonna say hello to Mr. Cavity Search. Don't get angry at the cleaners.
It would be a very deep hello indeed.
You want to go to jail?
That's not even the same guy.
Wow, the more you act up, the more people are going to want to record you.
Oh, absolutely.
Including the guy behind you that you haven't noticed yet.
Technically, this is illegal. You are not really allowed to record in an airport. It is private property. However, you'd need every single person to be monitored at all given times. So
I do believe in Texas and a few other states you can record in a private building if you have reason to believe that you are recording a crime in progress.
Then this is probably right up that alley.
It is going that direction.
Oh, this fun time right here.
Ah, right, YouTube.
Listen to his voice. He has the most stereotypical yeehaw accent. Like,
How'd that feel?
How'd plum? Tain't likely.
I love how he's calling them fun word and then tells them to shove something up their ass.
I know he kind of looks like Fred Durst a little bit, but a little chunkier.
A little bit.
Oh, no, Sonny boy.
Dumbass. What do you assault somebody in front of 3 security officers?
That reminded me of a bunch of bees attacking a wasp when it invades the hive. They all climb on top of it and they kind of buzz constantly, and the heat kills it.
This is Texas, son. You smack one of us, we're all taking you down.
And of course, the guy who had the cowboy hat had to be the first. You know?
Yeah. I mean, what the hell did this guy think was going to happen to him?
Airport race right there.
These people are going to be absolutely okay with me assaulting this guy.
6 people holding him down. The worker, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Officer,
I like
make
the
him
guy on the
leave.
far left. He's like, he wants to look like he's helping, but he's not doing anything.
Yeah, his hand's just like kind of on his shoulder. Like,
Yeah, like he's clearly not putting any pressure. He's just sort of like resting his hands on the guy.
I'm helping.
the dude with
Yeah.
the dude with who had the hat and now is not. He kind of looks like a fatter Alex Jones.
That's pretty fat.
Yeah.
Thank you for my hat.
I'd look pretty stupid without it.
I think this guy might be missing his flight now.
Oh, and then some.
Dumb fast.
Nice, Jones.
How's that pole taste, son?
You're gonna be tasting a lot of phallic things in jail.
All the poles for you.
Look at that grinning face. I mean,
He's like, haha, I won.
does he cut his own hair? What the fuck is going on with that?
I cut my own hair. Can you tell?
Well, you don't cut it. You do what I do and just shave it.
Exactly.
But him, he got a bowl cut. He took one of these and just put it on his head. Grinning as fuck. Buff.
Do you guys remember there was infomercials back in the day about, I forgot what they called it, but it was like a vacuum cleaner that would cut your hair. So it's like,
I know what you're talking
shape
about.
you put on your head, and it would pull your hair up.
Dude, what the fuck?
It's like a motorized comb that has a buzz razor inside it and a vacuum in the handle. So as you comb through your hair, it trims your hair down and it sucks up the loose hair so it doesn't fall everywhere.
But the vacuum is also so that it holds your hair upwards.
Yeah.
Let's go home. Let's go home.
I forget what they called it, but it was
Back
hilarious.
to my cousins and my met lab.
I punched him square in the fucking mouth is what I did. Let me tell you the reason why I did. Because it's America. That's why.
Because America.
It's a great
Because America. Okay, that's
sloshed.
you know what? He reminds me of Randy from South Park when he fought Bat Dad. Well, I didn't hear no bell.
Yeah, you mean when he's been having way too much red wine?
Yeah, he's doing a Schlander vice, and it's culturally sophisticated. Knocks them back and then puts his head on, puts the whistle on.
Actually, did you guys play the second South Park game?
The same reason you got to live to breathe black.
I did not.
Sorry, pause for a second.
You know what I'm talking about.
Because there's two points in the game where you have to fight Randy Marsh while he's drunk, and they always do like those splash screens when a boss comes up, right? So the first time you fight him, he's like, "Oh, drunken Randy, boss fight, here we go." Then later on, he comes back, and you fight him again, but he's stronger this time because it's later in the game, and they explain the fact that he's stronger. It's like this time it's red wine drunk Randy. And somebody in the background is like, "Oh no, red wine drunk is the worst kind of drunk there is."
I don't know. Whiskey and cider have a bad way of.
that was the joke for the game, though, right?
I know, yeah. But they're not wrong though. Red wine. Oh wow, yeah.
Good about
Fires up the blood. Let's see. I'm curious to see because he's very lucid. Like we're able to hear him, but I don't know.
Chet says this guy might be doing this on a frat dare.
That's possible. Maybe he didn't have any money to book a flight, and he just came here to start a fight with the first person he saw. Whoa.
Okay.
Was he trying to bite the cop?
Yeah, I hear you. I see you. Okay.
Motherfucker.
I think he tried to headbutt him, and it just didn't work out very well at all.
Chill out, okay?
I'm pretty sure this guy's drunk.
I don't think this guy's been sober since he was a child.
That too.
Look how they're pulling his shirt up as a sort of like. I think it's one part humiliation. Look at that. Look at that. That flank of flab.
He's so much of a drunk that he doesn't know what being sober is like anymore.
General reminder: say no to crack.
Crack kills.
It doesn't kill quickly. You've got to go through these embarrassing moments.
Oh, it doesn't kill him. It kills everybody else that has to see it.
Look at that hammer ass. Look how flat it is. Get some curves in your boy. You got them all over you. Might as well get it on your ass.
I know, right?
The poor guy that just came out of the X-ray machine. He's just standing there like, what do I do?
Wait, does that mean I have to go back in again?
That's one of the ultimate what faces I've ever seen.
And they're like, "Yep, it's a Tuesday."
Yeah. It really is telling how all the airport employees are acting like this isn't a big shock to them.
Now we should get this majestic bastard on board Ramblings just
Oh,
because.
is this the guy who taped it?
Yep.
Yep.
Look at that majestic.
That's a face that belongs on this show.
Yeah.
What we just saw here, what do you think?
Well, we saw a very troubled man. We hope that.
Good thing we're.
All right, low energy, book him.
Hey, so long as we can meet up at a TGI's.
He was under the influence of some kind of substance.
Some kind of substance? Do you honestly think, what do you think that this dude here is like a psychologist or something like that? And he's like, wait, it's my time to shine.
Because if he wasn't, and that's his true personality, then he's going to have a long road in front of him. But if he was just simply under the influence of some kind of alcohol or drug, maybe that would be an easier demon to tackle. But,
oh no, it's worse than that. He might be like a minister. Oh no.
We'll hope and pray
Minister
that
that thinks
man
he's a
gets the help that he
psychologist.
needs. Glad we live in a society that.
All right, so it's gonna be a bunch of people like doing what we're doing. But I think right now that dude is probably a Proud Boy. So
maybe, yeah. Also, the TGI Fridays thing reminds me of, like, we keep seeing ads about, like there's this American place called Chili's.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing that guy said was we live in a society, so.
Yeah. But the only time I ever had a chance to try Chili's was when I was in an airport.
I've never been to one.
Never been to one either.
So technically it was in Canada, but I've never seen a Chili's in Canada that was not in an airport.
Well, the only time I ever had a Tim Hortons was in Buffalo.
Which is weird, because it used to be just Canada.
Well, it is
the only
really
time I was
border,
at Tim Hortons was in Canada.
There you go.
Have you ever been to a Famous Dave's?
No,
heard of it.
I passed by them.
You should try one sometime.
I guess he's not that famous after all.
The somewhat well-known Daves.
Yeah.
Now,
Within certain regions.
Here's someone who is very famous.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We can't have a show without this beautiful man.
Do tell anybody in
We
the
have in the past, and that was wrong of us.
Was.
in the ranky ranks.
We've learned
now
better
in the
since
ranks.
then.
It's your boy Buff Dog.
young,
On right. See the pump. The arm is on pump. Right. He's even talking to you. He says, "Roy."
Oh, I love how he gives a voice to his own muscle.
Roy. It's saying right. If you can't pronounce
is he becoming more self-aware?
It's bicep talk. English is bicep talk. Anyways, we're going bicep talk. This is hard. Timber, holla.
Can he make a talk show called Bicep Talk?
On karaoke.
It's just two arms talking to each other.
Cuff.
He puts like a face on it.
You get down, you make sure I get rough.
Googly eyes.
I'd like to see this guy take on that stand-up comedian from the first video.
Oh, Buff would destroy him and be funnier too.
That's why it would be fun to watch. Maybe he could take on the asshole comedian that got punched.
Oh, come on, I could kick that guy's ass. He was old.
Yeah, but again, we just want to see him get punched by somebody really big.
Always on point.
It's like the wiggle dance.
That's all he always
Someone said they love together. Open up the door together.
Oh dear.
Man, I'm glad he spent all that time warming up his voice.
The
It really paid off. I think it's such a weird contrast because I've seen some of his earliest videos and he was way more coherent back then.
Oh my love, can't you see yourself?
With arms like those, you kind of tell him he needs to practice more.
He focused completely on his body and not his vocals.
Except for that one song where he actually sang kind of well but barely danced at all.
Can't you see that you're on my mind?
I still think it's hilarious that his best performance was Flap.
Changes mine.
I don't
So
remember.
goodbye.
Still the best dance ever going.
He didn't actually dance much overall, but it was his best singing.
She
Which proves your theory.
now or never. Waiting years to be together.
Look at that. His P jars have increased threefold now.
Oh,
Why
I
does
should
he
not
need
be
all those
too
samples?
rude. You can still sing better than I can.
it's in case he gets thirsty in the middle of the night.
Just take a little sip.
Just a little recycling in your home.
Better late than never. Just don't make me wait forever. Don't make me wait forever. Don't make me wait forever. Oh my love, can't you see yourself by my side?
You think
Look
that
at all
if
those
you-
likes he's got.
Well, yeah, I'm one of them. Hell, that was over a million. It's only like last year. What do you think he'd be like as a guest on like the Drunken Peasants or here? Do you think he'd be still this level of like something's clearly wrong, or do you think he'd just be like the most normal sounding person in the world?
I hope he goes back and forth between the two.
And you can't tell, and like you're always on
Yeah.
edge with him. Like one minute he's like talking about because I know he's a veteran, he'd be like talking about the VA and how that needs to be improved, and suddenly he starts breaking into a weird ass dance and singing.
That would be glorious.
Don't suppose you can fix your
All right, we know it's. Let's just have a look and see if there's any really crazy ass movie polls.
Doesn't look like it.
Because I'd rate this as far as one went. I'd rate this. I mean, they're all A's. They're all A's. But
You know what needs to happen actually? He needs to do a collab with You Deserve an Oscar guy.
oh hell yeah! Or even better,
Yeah.
someone needs to just have a JPEG of him dancing really badly cut over that video.
Oh yeah.
And it's like he's just in an endless loop of him doing like the weirdest poses.
But that'll be the collab though. It's not just something somebody slapped together. Like it's an actual dance he recorded specifically for that purpose.
Oh hell yeah! All right.
Like he's dancing to that song.
I honestly, I would pay dwarf gold for that, and that's the best gold because it glitters the most, and it's made with beer.
It's the best kind of gold.
Dwarf gold glitters the hardest. This is something you gave here, Crandar.
Yeah, this is thanks to Gurley indirectly.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, indeed. Suffolk
We
Gazette.
talked about this on the last Eldritch Twitch.
You couldn't make it up. Suffolk man has sex with 450 tractors. Already, I have
That's a lot.
questions. I have questions.
We need to take a moment of silence for the machine spirits.
Right?
The Omnissiah did not consent. Suffolk man with a bizarre sexual attraction. Hey, don't kink shame. To tractors to be banned from the countryside. How do you get banned from the countryside?
Sir,
Good
you
question.
may not be within 100 feet of any vehicle.
You cannot be nearby all this corn, which is awesome, and the wheat sucks. Force assigned sex offenders register, which he is. Ralph Bishop, 53. I wonder how long he's been doing this for. Was found in the police with his trousers around his ankles, interfering with tractors' parts in a field outside of Sax.
That's one of the most politically correct ways I've ever seen of saying that he was humping something.
Interfering.
I thought it was just a typo and they meant to say interfacing.
What about intercourse?
It does remind you of a claptrap, doesn't it?
A little.
Just let me plug it in right here.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Right in the old tailpipe.
Jesus Christ, can't believe I'm reading this part. He was arrested on suspicion of outraging public decency and admitted to having sex with 450 tractors all over the Suffolk countryside. And Suffolk
he's been keeping count.
Yeah. Like, either that or else he's had like a stalker who's been following him around with a huge clipboard writing down.
That's even funnier.
Search his terrace home. They found a collection of more 5,000 tractor images on his laptop. Photo shows Bishop had a...
and the keys were very sticky.
That's the idea of like a porn, his porn folder with all these different tractors. His favorite porn games are like Farming Simulator. Photos show Bishop a special desire for John Deere and Massey Ferguson tractors, particularly green ones. Object of desire.
Kudos to whoever wrote that article there.
This was probably a very fun one. A police insider said, "We couldn't believe it when we found him in the field. He was wearing a white t-shirt and Wellington boots and very little else." You know who this reminds us of? Do you remember the dude with the obsession with the helmets of dead motorbikers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like that guy.
We thought maybe he was doing something interesting with the bikes and the helmets. He was wearing.
He was.
Yeah, we know. I mean, he was talking about the scent of it and everything. It was clearly a state of high excitement in the rear of the machine. So he was literally banging it from behind. I thought at the very least he would have been fucking on the lining of the tires because you'd be able to get the groove.
Oh no, that's freaky.
Thankfully, nobody else was around, but the field was close to a village primary school, so we had to arrest him and educate him about the errors of the way. You had to educate. How did that conversation
That's why he's on
go?
on the sex offenders list right there.
Pretty much. No tractor interfering. He told us particularly into axle grease, and presences around his back of tractors were all too much for him.
I mean, you got to have some lube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but why axle grease? Oh, I suppose it's always been the one. He puts two and two together. Probably gets off in the smell as well. Bishop, twice divorced. Those poor women. Imagine, like, so what do you want to do in bed, hon? Well,
I was thinking of bringing in a third party.
You just hear.
Let's go have sex in the tractor.
Oh, you want to do it in the tractor shed? In or around the tractor shed, yeah. He was released without charge because he sought psychological help. He was put on sex offenders register, which, again, yeah, okay. He's also banned from the countryside now for riding a 1 mile of a farm. In Suffolk, that's going to be difficult. So he had to live and remain in the middle of Ipswich to comply with that, which, for the record, that's a nice part of town. So, also, he'd see plenty of tractors, so imagine that for being a cocktease. He'd see the tractors going in and out of town. However, we were watching him because we were worried about his safety on the safety of several street cleaning machines. So he has a little side hustle with some street cleaning machines.
It's expanding.
Either that or they're worried that he might.
Yeah, like any port in a storm, huh? Another policeman added, he's also need to keep away from the town gardens. If they take a fancy lawnmower, he might lose... you could tell they were doing this with a big grin on their face. He might lose more than just his liberty. Oh.
You know what? That might actually be a self-correcting problem.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy ass fetishes, and I still have because they're all crazy. But I can add this up to the top tier, like object. Now I've heard of people being turned on by objects. There was the woman who married a piece of the Berlin Wall. I remember an interview with a model who she got off on a metal wrought iron. She loved the feel of it and she loved the look of it, and she kind of all her furniture was wrought iron. And she just kind of
there's
loves her house.
Woman who married the Eiffel Tower.
That's right. There was also...
Did it consent, though?
Well, it's French, so what do you think?
Yeah, it definitely did then. We've seen those Orangina commercials.
Hell yeah. I wonder if someone watching those Orangina ads. Sorry, folks, if we keep going back to the Orangina one, but that was the show's first ever, like, what the fuck moment.
That was glorious. Do you still have a couple of those to play for Ezreal?
We can do it. Yeah, we can do it in a little bit.
Not all of them, but
no,
like one or two.
Yeah, I can show them up. But it was just. By the way, does this technically mean that we're looking at porn right now? By just looking at this picture.
I mean, it's in the eye of the
service about it.
Yeah, it's all about content.
Yeah.
Maybe if they took the tires off, it would get the stream would get taken down.
Lewd.
But yeah, the like that was just a crazy ass moment. But this is just insane. But again, it's nothing so beyond the realm of disbelief that I'm like, oh no. Like, imagine if someone got sexually aroused by the concept of a year. Or
that'd be confusing.
The color orange.
Birthday.
Yeah, so this one is far less fun, but we can't have them all fun.
Oh,
I know, but it's from for once it's from Fox, and it's
Oh.
Kentucky man tries to sell 4-year-old for $2,500 at gas station. Police.
See, now I've got this mental image that he's just trying to hawk this kid off to the actual gas station attendant or something.
Maybe. I didn't read the whole thing. Suspected child's mother allegedly told police to be using meth. Of course they were using meth. Oh no!
Really?
No, I won't show the videos. I don't want this taken down because Fox can be a piece of shit like that.
Biden looks pissed off though. No, that looks like the face of the guy who would do this.
This looks exact, and it also looks like the face of probably a few people in the chat right now. Hi guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. My fans are a bunch of crazy cats. Oh god, Kentucky State Police, and it had to be Kentucky. No, it didn't. Florida. This seems a bit more because this isn't. This is unfortunately less crazy, more scummy. Like, Florida man does some scummy things, but for the most part, they're outrageous. Kentucky man, apparently, is just a scumbag. Be charged 29-year-old man for fronting child trafficking, accusing him of trying to sell 4-year-old for $2,500 at a gas station. Harry Day
could have got at least 10 times that. Come on.
Yeah, something tells me that they were already getting the shakes and being like, no, just ask anything. Harry Day was arrested Sunday after police reported a man tried to sell an African-American child at Speedy Mart in Corbin, Kentucky.
So wasn't
so it's not even his kid then?
No, yeah, he's like a step dad, I think. 911 call describes Day's car and license plate. Police say they found the white Nissan parked along Spider Creek Road. Hey, not all white Nissans, okay? Just some of them have Harry Day trying to sell off a African American kid as a slave for meth. Harry Day arrested Sunday. Police responded to reports of a man tried to sell out. Yeah. Florida second grade cheater, so there's a charge, of course. Yeah. State troopers found the boy at his mother's house along with methamphetamine drug paraphernalia. Identified as Gertrude Henson, 26. Police say both Day and Henson offered to have been using meth. Oh,
I was not expecting a Gertrude to be involved in this.
She has no neck. She has like zero neck. She's got a shiny neck.
Her neck got stolen by that guy on the shit show.
State troopers found the boy at the house. Yeah. So I guess what's up with this kid then? Like, Day was charged with promoting human trafficking. Like, was it her kid or? Pleaded guilty to misdemeanor trafficking charge. Arrestment Monday. Was sentenced to 1 year in 1 year for this. No, you need a little bit more than a year.
Right? That's a little crazy. What the hell?
Police arrested Henson on drug charges and 2 counts of endangerment of welfare of a minor. Be back in court, according to Knox County. So she hasn't been in trafficking all the modern day. Slavery occurs in every state. Most of the victims are children. More than 3/4 of them are female. Yeah, that's unfortunate. True. There was at least 136 human trafficking cases reported last year in Kentucky. Just in Kentucky, fuck's sake. Which helps track each case. Federal level Justice Department, nearly 500 last year. Sex trafficking, only 21 involving labor. Yeah, in the UK, there's surprisingly a large amount of people who get wrangled in as basically slave workers. They work out. They're rented out in fields, and they're just basically given food and that's it. And that can go on for like decades before they're caught. In some cases, they're not caught at all. One expects human trafficking can call local authorities. Yeah, this is these people are scumbags, and that makes me feel very sad. So let's look at something a little bit more funnier. More than 200 naked convicts on the run after prison escape in Uganda.
Oh, Uganda.
100 nude penises flapping in the wind.
They know the way.
I was wondering who the first person to say that was going to be.
You're on notice there, Ezreal. Oh God. Flavia Bisawano, a spokeswoman for
Flavia
Uganda.
Flav.
A spokeswoman for Ugandan military has warned the escapees might raid local homes for clothes. Well, yeah. The prison escaped from jail northeast region of Moroto in Uganda. Uganda's a tiny country, but it's so heavily populated. Oh, there's her. Remember her?
No.
She cut her hand off to get the insurance money.
Oh, her, right.
Yeah. More than 200 naked convicts. Oh, wait. You cut out there, Ezra?
No, I heard.
Oh, okay. More than 200 naked convicts on the run in Uganda after they escaped from prison before stripping off and sprinting into the wilderness. Escapees, who have been described as hardcore criminals, abandoned their yellow uniforms before being spotted around the foot of Mount Morto. That name, the spokeswoman for the Ugandan military, has described the area as wilderness. She also warned that the escapee inmates might raid local farms for clothes. Ugandan forces are searching for the convicts. The escapees broke into an armory, so they're nude and armed. Damn.
The perfect combination.
So they have two guns.
I have this mental image that they've got tactical vests on, but they're still swinging in the wind below that.
Yeah, they get everything but pants.
Mm-hmm.
They even get like boots. And it's much better than getting tactical soap for sure. We laugh. Cobes, you ever watch this? You're welcome on the show anytime. Wait, what the fuck am I saying?
Only if you bring enough tactical soap for all of us, though. And
make us some of that amazing food that you make, like that's just pure globs.
Give us some of those apple burgers. Actually, that was the weirdest thing, because remember, people were always yelling at him for eating his burgers like apples, but we saw him eating a burger, and there was nothing apple-like about it.
Yeah, it's more like he just mushes it into his face. I'm surprised he chews.
Although it was a little weird that he was eating it upside down for some reason, but
yeah, he started.
Whatever, people do that sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just, I know I eat a lot of times on stream, but like I hope that I at least chew with my mouth closed, you know. Miss Berg would say at least 3 people died in firefight that broke out during the escape. Those who were soldiers, 2 of the 9 escapees. They overpowered the warden who was on duty. Inmates are hardcore criminals. Oh, so they set it to nightmare mode.
They're hard, at least, anyway.
They probably are, especially the ones that like seeing all this naked man flesh wandering around. Not immediately possible to reach the prison authorities or local officials. Well, look, all you need to do is just wait for nightfall, and one way or another, you're going to find them. Then again, it is Africa. It's probably very warm nights.
Maybe.
Alright, let's go back to YouTube. Let's show them the Orange Gina video then.
One of many. Or 2 of many.
How do you spell it? Wait.
Orange with an A.
Yeah, commercial. Yeah. French commercial. Okay, this is the naturally...
Oh, the second one.
Yeah.
Naturally juicy.
Oh, this is, yeah. So...
Oh, crap.
I just realized she put the flower woman thing into the bear man's crotch. And that's what they're doing with the crotches right now.
You're looking good now. Let me feel your soul. Don't be shy. Listen to me. Join the party.
Oh yes,
Only the male peacocks have those tail feathers.
That's your take from this?
Clamor,
Yeah. This will be shown on TikTok.
Damn, the French are horny.
You know, very subtle. I think that was about sex. You have to read between the lines. Like, you have to look really close there, but...
Oh, okay.
I think there's some sort of sexual metaphor going on.
Like, I wouldn't have picked up on that.
You know, I think the most visceral thing there had to be the squid stripper who has, like, the boobs with the oranges, and she squeezes them to spray on the camera.
Yeah.
Like, that is just, like... Where is she?
It's very subtle imagery.
Very subtle imagery.
She's right about there.
Yeah.
And the rabbit talking by all the bottles.
Yeah, the bottles exploding everywhere. Hell, there's another one where a lion dressed up as a Native American is basically pounding the back of an Orange Gina bottle until it explodes everywhere, like it's a drum.
He's spanking it till it erupts. Yeah.
Oh, this is another one you sent me. I forgot about that.
Too bad by the Offspring.
This is glorious.
Comedy legend Gilbert.
Oh, let's just pick it up. Yeah, this is one that we were meant to watch like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I never got around to it.
Godfried,
yeah,
reciting the lyrics to WAP from Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. The floor is yours, Gilbert.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a Kegel while it's inside.
I don't know what's better, this or the Ben Shapiro one.
Overall, the Ben Shapiro one, just because that one was not trying to be funny, but it was anyway.
Yeah, this one is like the best quality of genuine humor. Like, he's setting out to make us laugh. Ezreal, are you okay?
Yeah, I just... Oh, God. I know he has been a comedian for a long time, but every time I hear his voice, all I can imagine is the freaking parrot from Aladdin.
Yeah.
So now I'm picturing Iago yelling these lyrics at the genie.
I think continuing to do this voice now that he's this old, it must be getting pretty hard on him, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people are shocked to find out that's not really how he sounds like.
I really wonder what he does really sound like, though. But did you guys ever see the other clip of him reciting 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of remember that one. I think that was actually what inspired them to do this.
Probably.
Like, he just...
That's where they got the idea, yeah.
Didn't someone try to make him do one, or like they try to get him to do one where he was like reading off some of Trump's worst tweets?
I believe so.
I would not be surprised.
That was glorious. That was just pure glory.
Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes. This pussy is wet. Come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play. I'll wear a disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream. Make it scream. Out in public, make a scene. I don't cook. I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring.
Academy Award winner, Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, no.
In his greatest role ever.
Now it's reminding me of when Alpha Busa got a friend to impersonate Gilbert Gottfried and read off erotic fan fiction of his own show. By the way, do you know what a clitoris is?
Clitoris.
That is such a Gilbert Gottfried way to pronounce that word.
Clitoris.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I think we'll have a break from videos real quick. Read the chat, see what you guys have been up to.
Speaking of which, I'm going to refill my drink super quick. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. And while Krendar is away, Ezreal, you had an urge to vent on the greatest industry of all time, who've done nothing wrong to anyone ever, and have only given us high quality materials, the gaming industry. Am I correct?
Oh dear.
I know. I've been putting you on a roller coaster all night, up and down, up and down. Just like me. Kegel while inside.
Oh no.
But yeah, like I watched a Jim Sterling video today where he was talking about the PS5 release, where about the pre-order debacle that went down, and yeah, like fuck that shit, royally fuck that shit. It is insane, just the level of just incompetence half the time the gaming industry gets up with, and like the convolutedness of it as well. And then they're shocked, like we noticed, like how expensive games are getting, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh no, games are expensive. No, your industry is expensive to operate, and it can't operate forever. Eventually there won't be enough money left to pay off your CEOs and your investors with massive payouts. And, you know, there's going to be a bigger collapse than the 80s ever had.
Yeah, and there are, like, right ways and wrong ways to do that. Nintendo actually became kind of popular for their stance when there was a game crash, as the CEO wanted to keep the company going. So instead of firing off employees who had jobs to do, he cut his own pay. And he lived as one of like the poorest people because he was convinced that this company will recover, but it needs the employees in order to recover. So if he didn't do that, we wouldn't have Mario right now.
Yeah, that's true. He'd still be known as Jumpman, an obscure little Donkey Kong game. You know?
I missed that. What would have happened if we didn't have Mario? Or what caused Mario?
Nintendo was struggling back in the 80s when they were still a toy company. And the CEO had to make a choice. He could either lay off some employees to afford to keep the company running, or he could dock his own pay. And he chose to dock his own pay so hard that he was actually the worst paid person of his own company, because he was determined that we will bounce back, but I need my employees to be able to keep working on the products they're working on in order to bounce back. So he bit the bullet himself to keep his employees employed so that they could finish Super Mario. And if he didn't do that, we basically wouldn't have Mario.
That's integrity. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then again, you know, I'm sure after things got good, he bumped his pay back up, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, like, okay, there's living as a hermit, and then there's, you know, no reason to. Fuck that shit. Like,
Right.
But then
although the ironic thing is, there's actually was a much older computer game called Jumpman that was actually pretty fun back for its old day, like way back in the IBM days.
Damn. Is that back when you had to have like the card reader to read the games?
No, it was you had floppies and stuff, but
don't copy that floppy.
Yeah, right.
Unlike the tapes, which always you should circulate.
Yeah.
Although do be kind and rewind.
I remember having like a dedicated tape rewinder in the house, and we would keep it next to the door. Just so, is the tape rewound? I don't know. Let me check. Yes, it is.
God, renting out tapes was always the worst thing, because after a while everyone watched them and they were just these junky, jumbly mess. Like, it was much easier just to record your own stuff, but then of course your ones would run out like in 5 seconds anyway. So like, either way you're kind of fucked. And then thank Christ, okay, along came CDs and DVDs, and everything was better.
And DVRs. And other acronyms.
And do you remember micro dicks? Dicks.
No, I've never been familiar with those.
Well, I have. Let me tell you.
I only have a macro.
You and I should talk sometime, Krendar.
Oh my.
Oh my. But no, yeah, like the was it the micro dicks?
Micro disc.
Thank you, Ezreal. We'll pretend I said the right word.
Somebody's focused on a certain thing today.
Those tiny CDs.
The little dicks. I mean discs. I mean dicks. I mean dicks. I mean dicks.
Yes, I had Pokemon Red on the computer.
Oh,
you can't Pokemans without all those dicks.
Pokemon uses micro dicks. It's not very effective.
No, the in all sincerity, there was a time when McDonald's had these Pokemon discs, micro discs, that they would include with the Happy Meals if your parents opted in. So it's like $3 more and we'll throw in the disc. And what the disc did was it let you print your own Pokemon-themed greeting cards. So the kids get a Pokemon toy. The parents don't have to go to Hallmark this week.
The first major purchase I ever did as like a young teenager, was I got a massive sound system, which in hindsight I didn't really need. I didn't really, like today, I'm not the biggest music lover, but you know, I wanted maybe like I listened to the radio a lot. That's actually when I started listening to radio shows, like call shows and things like that, talk shows. That was interesting. That was a fun way. But they had a micro disc player, and you see how I had to actually slow myself down that one. And it was fantastic, and I honestly thought that was the way of the future. And if you look back at like movies like Men in Black, where they're like, these little babies are going to take over, these little babies are going to revolutionize the market, and you just stare like, oh no, they're really not. Like they, but I felt the exact same way, and I had a whole total of 12 of them before I got rid of them. I had Gregorian chants on them, if you believe that.
Somehow I do believe that.
Well, there's a lot of old tech that people thought would be amazing. Like do you guys remember at all the old Animorph books?
Yeah.
No.
And how the cover was like a person turning into the animal?
Mm.
They created their own piece of software for that. The books were a secondary effect. They created the software, but they had no way to pitch it. So they're like, someone quick, write some books so we can use this to make the cover arts.
Oh,
and the whole point was to sell the tweening software, which at the time was like $1,200. The stuff that went into making the Animorph covers, where you just take a picture of the animal, the picture of the human, and it will auto-generate all the images. They were trying to sell that for $1,200. The $10 books were just advertising.
LGR did, I think, a review on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did.
So, like I remember, like it was so cheap and cheesy. Like, we didn't really have Animorphs, but I'm aware of what they are.
Yeah.
We had Goosebumps and things like that, obviously, but and of course Harry Potter.
Goosebumps is great.
Speaking of,
and the Philosopher's Stone,
and nothing else, and I'm surprised she doesn't create a new one where it's just Harry Potter versus the not woman. You know, like,
No.
you see, she's released a 900-page book about a serial killer who is a cross-dresser who goes around killing cis women.
Oh yeah, and I think it was based off a true story.
Yeah, probably, but
the subject matter got people mad.
Deaf, though.
Yeah, she's a TERF, and TERFs are pieces of shit. But the fact that she's so popular, it makes me like, I've been thinking maybe what happened was, like, in school or college, she had a boyfriend who was lost to a trans woman or something, and it just kind of jaded her for life. But I honestly, I have no idea what happened to that woman. She is abso-fucking-lutely, she's loony, and she's lost it, and you know, okay, like I don't know. At least I've read all the books, and I don't give a shit about any of the new stuff. Like, wasn't there like Hoggerton or something like that? Hogton. There's like an online community set up, and you would create a character, and you would interact with these different characters.
I don't know if that was the name, but I do recall the site.
Pottermore.
Yes,
my friend.
I had an account.
I did. I think I did too. I probably still do. I don't know what any of it was, but it was all like text, wasn't it? It was like text and like.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The only things I ever did on that site was take this quiz to find out which house you're in, followed by download these screensavers.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen? They had an announcement for a new Harry Potter game coming out.
No.
Yeah.
It looks actually really, really pretty. At least I'm not.
It looks
not clear
pretty.
What the gameplay is going to be, but
yeah. What? The end of the trailer. Cool. I'm sorry. The end of the trailer had me cracking up. PlayStation console exclusive, and then at the very bottom of the screen in tiny text in parentheses, also releasing on PC.
Nice. Sony's very, very thirsty for those exclusives, though.
Yeah.
I like that Deathloop game. That looks pretty cool.
That looks interesting.
Oh yeah, that did look. That looks like
70s
God,
Dishonored. That's how I see it. 70s Dishonored.
Except that I don't know if it is 70s, because apparently email exists in their world.
Yeah, but everything is all stylized.
But it's got the
like
70s aesthetic.
And the soundtrack.
It looks like a cross, to me, it looks like a cross between Suda51's Killer 7 and Bulletstorm.
Is it called Deathloop?
Kind of Bulletstorm.
Yeah, it's called Deathloop.
Yeah, I'll
But yeah,
I'm not sure
it has
if the
all
game
the
might end up being a
combos.
pain in the ass, though.
Yeah,
but it's very pretty.
Very pretty. Interesting premise as well. Let me take Homer down and we can show it off. Oh, this reminds me. After this, there's a video. It's a few weeks old now. You've probably seen it, but I'm keeping this muted, by the way.
Yeah, so we don't get copyright.
Yeah, I mean, we can get claimed all you want, but it's the strikes. We've already had one on this show.
I mean, this game seems like it would be a bit of a challenging pain in the butt just because of the time limit, but then you've also got an assassin hunting you at the same time.
Yeah, and a lot of people are theorizing that the assassins hunting you run off a system similar to the Dark Souls Invaders.
Oh, okay. So
people try and cross a timeline, and then they'll invade your game, and then their job is to kill you.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean by looking very like Dishonored. But of course, it is very Dishonored because it's the same people who made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, this all reminds me of Bulletstorm, though.
Yeah,
the whole knocking people into the air, shooting them for bonuses.
Only without all like the points. What's the Metal?
Yeah, without the points.
My roommate really liked Bulletstorm. Yeah.
Did you ever play Prey that they made as well?
That was.
I did not.
I played the original.
Highly
Prey
recommended.
Too. That was a clunky mess, but that was still pretty fun.
What was?
The original Prey.
The original Prey was pretty cool actually, because the portal tech thing they did, they're the first people to do that.
Before
they did a really good job of it.
Yeah, the way you go into like a little planetoid. I also love the huge like flesh Death Star that harvests world that you go across, and it just harvests biomatter and turns it into more of itself.
I mean, yeah, they essentially had the portal tech from the game Portal, but before Portal came out.
I honestly think they did.
Except
more
that you
with
couldn't place them yourself; they pre-existed. But
yeah,
I thought they did more with it, honestly, because you could go on little planets and go upside down, like gravity would all be all over the place. It was gimmicky, but it was pretty cool for the time.
It was cool though.
And you know what? I wanted the sequel that looked amazing, and you were going to be like a bounty hunter. You were like a cowboy field marshal who was transported into like this alien sort of version of Coruscant, and you become a bounty hunter, and you have to hunt down aliens using advanced tech, but you're also like a cowboy, and that just screams like anime from the 90s, like a Cowboy Bebop sort of vibe to it.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, look at this stuff. This stuff looks so cool.
Ezra, you gotta play the new version of Prey though. It's nothing like the old one.
Oh, yeah, I've done both. I liked the.
No, I was saying for Ezreal.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah, most of the games I know are old. If it's a PC game made in or before 2006, or if it's PS1 or GameCube, those are the three areas where I know my everything.
Nice.
Now this.
Oh, hey, I see you watch Seth.
Hey, people, Seth here. Him and Mandalore are fucking brilliant.
Yes, they are.
And I like how they're friends too. And have you seen all the weird art made about them? And they like commissioned a huge load of them.
Did you see Mandalore's review today?
Factorio. Factorio, yeah, that was pretty good.
I just played that recently. It's pretty.
I've
pretty
never
fun.
played it, but I've seen people play it, and it does look like a game I could kind of get behind. But I want to play RimWorld first.
They're very different.
I know, but Factorio is.
They're both good in their own ways, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that they play differently. When I first saw Factorio, I thought it would be a top-down sim-like game. No, it turns out I am a little character and I have to actually run around. I just thought it would be, like SimCity style controls.
It does kind
not...
of look like, at first glance, an early SimCity game, doesn't it? Like SimCity 2000.
Oh, you should have seen the way I had my character equipped out by the time I'd finished Factorio. I basically got my character up to the point where I could just walk through an alien hive and everything around me would just melt automatically.
Nice.
Because, you've got your own weapon that you can fire, but I wasn't bothering anymore after a while. Because you can get something installed on your armor called a personal defense laser.
Yeah.
So you've basically got an automatic turret on your body to defend yourself with. By the end of the game, I had 14 of them equipped on my body.
Damn.
So I would just walk into the enemy base.
Light show of death wandering
Yeah,
around.
I'd be like a disco laser death ball walking into the enemy base. There was no point in using my rifle anymore.
Here we go with this one that I've been meaning to do for 2 weeks now. The game itself looks boring as shit, but oh my god!
Well, it's a mobile game.
Yeah, this is a bad time to put this out, and then people say that Ubisoft is not trying to be political. Just have a look at this and tell me.
Yeah. I know what you were talking about now.
The world is in an alarming state. Wars, corruption, and poverty have made it more unstable than ever. As the situation keeps worsening, anger is brewing. From between the cracks, a new threat has emerged to take advantage of escalating civil unrest.
Totally not political, guys.
They are known as...
How did QAnon end up in charge of Ubisoft? This is Lizard People, Alex Jones...
I like how their name is literally Shadow though.
Yeah, it's not very cool.
We are Shadow.
That wants to build a new...
Look at this. They're using that's a Black Lives Matter symbol right there, and they're implying that careful, they're going to bring down everything.
Now, I will give a minor benefit of the doubt, just a very small one. Ubisoft is French. And a raised fist is a symbol in many games, but that said, that only explains the hand. That doesn't explain all the surrounding context.
Part of the tone-deaf fun is the fact that this particular kind of raised fist symbol is universally used as a sign of like a rebellion uprising against a fascist.
Yeah.
And now it's implying that that's actually a secret, secret deep state operation. Look, operation.
Like,
not political.
If it were just one thing, maybe just two, I'd get it better. But it's everything.
News channel in the same font as Fox News.
Yeah, news.
And there's another one in the font of CNN.
I love how their show is called News Channel.
News Channel. All the news on this channel.
Simultaneously, they have been hacking social media to discredit world leaders and rally.
Like who? What world leader is being discredited on social media? Give me one perfect example. Would he be orange, perhaps?
I was thinking Theresa May.
Bad?
Well, she deserved everything being thrown at her.
Yeah. As chat says, totally not Antifa Shadaloo.
World leaders have come together to authorize a new international cross-agency unit designed to combat Umbra.
We call them XCOM.
Will not win this fight. The leader of this unconventional squad will need to recruit elite soldiers from every corner of the world, including the criminal...
Sam Fisher?
Yeah, they cameoed various Ubisoft characters for this.
Oh no.
So technically, this means Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell are in the same universe.
And Watch Dogs too.
Oh yeah, and Watch Dogs. I forgot about that one.
Oh, by the way, Watch Dogs 2 is actually currently free on Epic.
I think so, or like 3 other games.
Is in this too?
Probably.
Is that the lower?
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, hold on.
I don't
Who's ruling the Earth then?
Right
is it Abstergo or is it Umbra?
Wait,
this is QAnon. It makes no sense.
Hey, Lo.
Yeah.
What's the name on the lower right guy?
Megan.
Megan? Oh, I don't.
Just Megan.
I don't recognize that then.
Underworld.
Then again, we also had Assassins and Final Fantasy together as well. So.
Oh yeah.
We need you.
Just Megan. That's all she's
called. When we are done with this, when we are done with the trailer, I will need to point something out that's just so funny.
Santa Blanca.
Do it now.
Show. Yeah.
No, it'll need to wait because it has to do with their site.
We need you to put an end to Umbra's campaign of chaos.
We need you to go and take the law into your own hands.
I like how this last.
But guys, look, Coda's a cyborg.
The pop-up window. I never understood wanting to play a shooter on a mobile phone anyway.
Same.
It's not actually a shooter. It's a turn-based game.
Oh, so it's a
It plays kind of like Final Fantasy.
All right. So what did you want to point out?
Okay, so after this, Ubisoft decided to make their own site where you get to compile and create your own team. And it asks you which character from their list you want to be the head of your squad. If you pick a man, the site will tell you, revolution has no gender, try again. But if you pick a woman, you will be overthrown by a male counterpart. Be sure you're like strong in your conviction or something like that. So they create that trailer that pisses off everyone thinking they're calling us the bad guys. Then when you go to when the people who go, yeah, they're the bad guys, go to the site to make their team. Oh, well, you didn't put a woman in charge, you sexist. It's like, oh no.
They will not let you choose a man.
They let you, they just chastise you for it. It's like you are one of 37% of people who put a man in charge of the team. Revolution does not have a gender.
Then why do you care what gender I picked?
Yeah,
exactly.
When you said that its response was to say try again, I thought you meant that they literally made you choose a different character.
Oh, not literally, but it does say that. Like it'll say like you are one of 37% that picked a male as your leader. The revolution has no gender, and there's this big button that says retry to build a new team.
And then if you choose a female, then the
males will overthrow you though.
Yeah, then they scaremonger you.
Yeah. Also, why only 2 genders, huh?
Don't even go there, Lev. God damn it.
Oh no, that is the clickiest of bait. All the while, Ubisoft is being accused of so many different things, whether it be sexual misconduct or huge amount of financial bullshit. So this is not a good look for them right now. But then again, fuck them. They make games that you I don't know. Oh, here's one that's
wait, minor correction. Evolution has no gender bit is for the upcoming Watch Dogs game.
Oh,
my mistake.
Fair enough.
They are both Ubisoft games, but they're different ones.
I was thinking that didn't add up right, but here's one that Taffy sent us. Let's have a look. Let's obviously turn the camera back on so you guys could so they can all see it. Boom, and
I am already concerned. It says bye bye driver.
Full video, subtitled.
Well, let's make sure we have those subtitles.
Nice tattoo.
You alright? What'd you buy today? Did you get some new bags? Aye.
Aye.
A purse?
And a purse?
What colour?
What'd you buy? This stuff.
Oh, that's lovely. Is that Hello Kitty?
Aww. It's she's just like a regular on the bus that they're like all chatting and stuff. Aww.
Next one.
Okay. Why do I think it's gonna go horrible in a second now?
Yeah.
I'm getting a dread.
Waiting for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Now we have this view of his tie.
Oh well. You alright? You get some medicine?
Oh.
This one here, aye.
No.
I worry she's gonna like walk out of a moving bus.
Bye.
And be hit by another moving bus.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
I was saying motorbike.
Motorbike.
She sounds like a
motorbike. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was a lot nicer than I expected.
Yeah,
It didn't go horribly wrong. She was just a weird old lady.
The whole time, like, don't. This, on the other hand, the Whalestone Raider. What the fuck is this?
Oh, to shit out! You've got no friends! You don't know drowned?
Them fucking Hawks are playing well, I'm telling you.
Look at that face. That looks like someone's head was crushed in a vice, and like it's now just been flattened in some way.
I know he's got this like "How dare you talk to me" look.
Oh, he looks. Yeah, he's constantly insulted at all times.
Well, the Hawks are playing well, wouldn't they? What? You read? They're fantastic. They're fantastic.
You're playing shit because you've got no friends.
What
And
are
you're
you
a load of wankers. If you want some,
Bunch of
I'll give it you.
wankers.
You want to do with me?
Oh, he's
He
English.
can barely even talk.
He's English. Randy at the having a fight with Fat Dad.
I thought this was America.
Thought this was England, mate. Okay, it's just gonna be him like being a mouthy little shit.
By the way, if you take off the autoplay, you won't have to keep hitting cancel all the time.
Oh, okay. That's a wise piece of wisdom.
There you go. Just thought it'd save you a few extra bits of work there.
Yeah, I've got enough. Oh shit! I was gonna forget about this one. This one's pretty cool. This is there's a weird.
Oh no.
There's a weird ass sport, and it's like slapping. It's the bitch boy slap fight in the thumbnail, but like just look at it. I don't know what it's because with K. Yeah, Aussie
like
man.
I was jumping into the slap fight.
Yeah, Aussie guy reviewed it.
Okay, so it's not the slapping.
No, look at them though.
Someone needs to tell Critical about this.
Boy, slap fight.
They look like
Rules to this. How do you win?
Presumably be the last one standing.
Yeah, I think so.
This does not look violent enough for anybody to be knocked out.
No, I mean like if you fall to the ground.
This feels like a point scoring thing.
That's 1 point.
15, love.
Do you think the stumble earlier counted as a point? Or did it not count
Look
because he
at
didn't
that
fall
dude
down
back
totally?
there. That looks like me with a tan.
I'd like to imagine it's 1 point if you knock him down, 2 if you knock him out of the arena, 4 if you knock him unconscious.
I like the idea of like extra points if you can get a nipple twister in there.
Maybe you get half a point if you make him stumble, but it doesn't quite fall.
Why is he just grabbing and closing his hand over and over again?
That is weird.
Maybe that's how they wave?
Maybe. Talk to the hand.
I thought this was India.
Well, it's like I said,
Maybe.
it's Pakistan.
I don't know.
Why is he covering him in sand?
Maybe to brace him from the slapping?
Oh, that would actually make sense. Let's go here.
Yeah, for the same reason you put a flour on your hands before you do gymnastics.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the we call this move the dragoon. That was for all you Final Fantasy fans out there.
Dad bod. It looks like a father and son having a very drunken slap fight.
If you're gonna settle the family differences, you might as well let 500 people watch.
He's so happy about that. You just slapped me in my face.
I'm gonna slap that 70s porn stash right off you.
It's one of the dudes from
Fake. It's fake. It's just rehearsed.
None of that's real. They're not real athletes.
They're not really fighting.
No, they're just
It's
slapping.
rigged.
All that slapping is fake. They make that noise themselves when you hit them.
If it is India, though, they do have a bit of a tradition of putting on performances.
Yeah, I mean,
in most activities, and it's always a father-son dichotomy. So if that is India, that would make sense. Personally, I am not necessarily a fan, especially because of how they do their magic tricks.
Yeah, like
Almost all the Indian magic tricks involve I'm going to cut my son's body part off, like whether it be his tongue or his ear or something, and they'll fake it, and then he'll be like, "Now, audience, you must pay me money, gather the tips, and I will reattach it to him magically. But if you don't pay up, he's just going to have to live without it."
Hey,
got your nose.
Yeah, literally.
On the plus side, now you won't have to smell India.
Pay me to put his nose back on. Very aromatic country.
We need to have a character.
Well, it's a public park, so I do wonder why it's being closed when it's a public park. I mean, we're not breaking a law.
The city closed it, and the city can close the park.
He looks like someone. Oh.
Public buildings are owned by the city, which is paid for through your taxes, lady. That's why they're the public buildings. If the city declares them to be condemned or otherwise dangerous in need of closing, you can't go in there, just like no one else can go in there.
The dude from Arrested Development. But fatter.
Under what grounds? Under what grounds can they just come in and...
The city code says they can't.
But we have to
pay taxes, right? I mean, we're paying taxes down. We don't get a refund on the parks we're paying for.
I am not the one to argue with. The one to argue with, if you don't like it, is the mayor or the parks director. I'm just a law enforcement officer, and I've been asked to come here and make sure everyone lives. So,
That's a nice day.
Lady Edis work here.
And you are being very nice about it, Officer Donut.
Okay, that's something to take up with the mayor and the parks director.
But you're enforcing it right now.
Yeah.
That's your choice, right?
But you're enforcing it right now. Yeah, it's my job to enforce this. Like,
yeah,
because it is the law.
I am a cop. You know, your children probably know who I am. You apparently don't.
I also like the we're not breaking the laws right now. Well, actually, yes, you are.
Yeah.
I have not.
Did you think breaking the law is like running around with a gun, being a thug?
But my taxes pay for it. Yes, ma'am. And we can have a conversation about taxes out of the park.
Right.
So this
Don't be
is the
mad
deal.
at us. We're just the moms are paying taxes and frustrated with this whole thing.
Oh, the moms. Okay, that changes
Ah.
everything. You gave birth, and henceforth you know more than us.
He can tell you exactly what you can and can't do. I will tell you, the playground, we told you that. Okay?
No, we're just moms.
We're just trying to protect people.
That's twice now. They mentioned we're just moms. So what? You could be ostriches for all we fucking care. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, how is that relevant to anything?
Yeah. You're also probably middle class and rich. Well, middle class.
I'm a
and
taxpayer on the selective service. I should have more say than you.
I've been coddled all my life, and I don't need this. I need a latte frappuccino.
Right.
With an extra shot of vanilla.
Right. Protect us from getting vitamin D and letting our
Oh,
kids
sorry,
play
we don't
in the
have vanilla
sunshine.
right now. I feel attacked. I need to speak to your manager.
I like this. You're stopping us from getting vitamin D? You can get that walking on the
this park
sidewalk.
is the only place we can go to be outside.
Literally, like there, you could see the outside all around. Like, it's just...
This is it. Exit the playground area. Now.
Why the park was shut down in the first place, though?
It could be any number of reasons. The park could be cost.
Given the date, I believe it's part of the COVID shutdowns. Sorry, the
maybe.
beer flu shutdowns.
Do it.
Okay, get arrested.
Okay, this is not... Officer, you don't want to do that.
Right, I will.
You don't want to do
She's
that.
literally asking him to do that.
Did she just threaten the officer for arresting her?
Sir, you don't...
Yep.
You're being detained.
Am I being arrested or detained?
Oh, is she a sovereign
You're
citizen?
being detained.
Is she being a sovereign? Because that's what a sovereign citizen says.
Am I being detained?
Am I being detained? Is it the individual or the citizen?
Am I arrested or detained? Someone call Idaho Freedom Foundation right now and get them on the phone.
Call now. I'm recording. Someone else call.
You're being removed.
He is arresting her for being on a public playground. He is arresting her right now. Officer.
No.
Black man asked to leave his own pool. Oh, I remember that one. That's
She is not being arrested for being on a playground. She is being detained for disobedience.
Yeah, she she kind of pushed.
It's
the
partially for
boundaries.
being in there, but because it was
Yeah.
closed down.
And they gave her tons of chances to leave, and she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I am all for having the conversation of should the parks be shut down? How much are you being taxed? Is it fair? You can have all those conversations, but in the shutdown park is not the time nor the place. Take them to City Hall.
Yeah, like file a
Without
complaint,
the
recording
kids.
them, like file a complaint, go out there and do that, like because they can't just go. You know what? You convinced me. Like that's not how it works. And if it does, they're not very good at their job.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You are being arrested under charges of third-degree Karening.
That has to be a thing. I would 100% support that GoFundMe page.
Yep. Man, the cop show really has gone downhill, though, hasn't it?
Well, the cop show's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, it got
They've got the
removed.
logo on the screen, though.
Yeah. Oh, I miss Cops. I miss Cops. I miss the 90s era Cops, back when it was like, it was all new and strange, and we saw like police chases, and we're like, wow. Nowadays it's like, meh. I don't know them. Who cares?
Just another day.
They're not celebrities. Although, you know what I was thinking? The next time we're going to see a James Brown-esque sort of police chase is going to be with Kanye when he loses his mind.
When?
Once he goes down that particular path that leads him to get inside his massive car and just like plow down an LA highway, being chased by 8 different things, and he's like live tweeting it. So
tomorrow afternoon, then. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was thinking next Tuesday, but yeah. It
You know what we really need to bring back is cop rock.
What?
You guys ever seen that?
No.
I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
So imagine just like a typical police show, like a CSI show or something, but it's a musical.
Cool.
So they break out into song and dance once in a while.
Aren't they bringing back Reno? I remember liking Reno. That was a good show. Reno 911.
That was a weird show.
It was.
I remember it, but I didn't much watch that. I didn't much watch most things though, so that's not anything special for me.
Same. It was only years later that I go back. Like back when The
I've
Office
seen a few
was
episodes.
really popular. I never watched that shit when it was out.
I never liked The Office.
Which version? UK or US?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have to say that the UK one, oh my god, I hated Ricky Gervais's character in it. He was so awkward. He kind of reminded me of
that's because he was Ricky Gervais.
Not true, because
he does good stand-up comedy, but I've never seen him do a good acting job.
There's a movie. I think it's called Afterlife. It's a TV show that he's done recently. It's a short miniseries, and it's about he's a local British journalist who's just, his wife died, and he's just he's close to suicide. He's absolutely broken. He's absolutely sad. He even starts taking heroin just to like feel nothing, and it is so well acted and so well scripted. It's not all that funny. There are some funny moments. Like,
I mean, it doesn't sound like it's supposed to be funny.
No, it's a very dark comedy. A very dark comedy. But no, I think Ricky's doing quite all right these days. I like that he's grown up a little bit, because
maybe he's gotten better.
Yeah, I think he has. Also, him and Stephen Merchant are a good combo, especially when they write stuff. They did a thing together involving Warwick Davis, and oh my god, it was glorious. Oh, it's one of those mockumentaries Warwick runs. I think I've told you this. Like, Warwick runs this a talent agency for little people, and he's trying to get them all like jobs. But he's also running like these failed daytime TV guys around the UK. Like, they're really bad, like doing stand-up comedy and shit like that. But they're all strung out on like drink and like meth and shit like that. Also, Val Kilmer's in it as himself, trying to get people to pay attention to him, and when no one did, he robs them. Like, he just steals their wallets, and he goes up to people, he puts on the mask and goes like, "Guess who I am? George Clooney." No. Oh, I like George
Ben
Clooney.
Affleck.
Christian Bale. I'm not. No, the other one.
They guess literally every single one except for him.
Yeah, he's like the last one on the list. One of them goes Adam West, and he's like, Adam Boxing West. Like, Adam Boxing West. Like, he goes off on a fucking tangent. He throws a table at one point. It's just fucking hilarious. I really recommend you watch it sometime. But no, I think we've hit the 2-hour mark now. So
pretty much.
Yeah, do you want to, unless there's anything else you want to talk about, I think maybe that should be us for tonight.
Actually, why don't we have a quick look at, actually, I don't know. I guess it's just having a quick look at the trailer for that Harry Potter game that's coming up. I don't know if that's going to get the video afterwards claimed or not. Have it muted, maybe.
Yeah, we'll take a chance. Harry Potter, PS5.
New game or something. Or PS5, yeah.
PS5.
I'm not sure what the gameplay is going to be like. It looks maybe a little Fable-ish.
Hogwarts Legacy.
That's the one. It's
on note of the PS5, I feel so bad for Low Energy now. Their new standardized pricing So before, games used to be $60 or €50, and they changed it to be 70 US and 80 euro, claiming it's being done for inflation, but that's not how inflation has worked over the past 6 years. So now his games are effectively $95 US.
We're at the moment where the base game, no special features or anything, are going to be 100. We are so close to that, and it's so stupid. And anyone who fucking shills for them are not welcome at my door because you're a fucking idiot and you got the plague.
And I remember someone who was like, but back in the 90s, there were Nintendo games that costed $120. And I'm like, yeah, because in the 90s, we didn't have a standardized price. People charged what they thought the game was worth. So if you wanted Uniracers for your Super Nintendo, if you wanted Uniracers for your Super Nintendo, it would cost you like $20. But if you wanted Killer Instinct, which was an arcade quality game made by Rareware, came with a moveset guide, came with the soundtrack on CD, and came with a second controller so you could play multiplayer, that box was $120.
Well, yeah, because it's got a bunch of extras as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a gander.
Comes with an extra controller. That's a bit of cheddar right there.
And the soundtrack.
It does feel weird. We're gonna be watching this with no sound, but yeah, I don't want to take those chances. By the way, before we go any further, that song do 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 do, the Hogwarts song, I heard in a Hammer horror film years prior that starred Christopher Lee, and no, it wasn't Hammer horror, but it was like Christopher Lee. He played a doctor, and he took women and put them in his basement and like siphoned blood off them until they all became like cannibals. And that was the theme. It was do 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 do, and like they all kind of like convince a cop who's trying to save them into the cell with them by like taking their tops off, and he's like like an idiot, and then they just rip him apart, and then Christopher Lee's character comes in and goes like, oh no, I have to clean that up. Oh god, movies are weird, man.
Okay.
Let's have a gander. I hope.
Wait, does that say 2018 in the corner?
That might be when they started.
Oh no, 2021.
Yeah. People still change what they think is worth. To be honest, asking on the Indies today.
We who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Aw, Hedwig, you're dead now.
Hedwig was a snow owl. That was a barn owl.
Oh, 1800s. That's kind of cool. I appreciate the setting change.
Late 1800s.
Ooh, so it's
so this must be one of those newfangled horseless carriages.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it has. What was it? I'm guessing.
Not even a new car. It's literally the carriage with the horse gone.
What was it? The Order, 1886.
Oh yeah.
It's set in the same.
And that was a flop.
Yeah, shame. It was so pretty.
What was that game, like 2 hours long or something?
4.
Yeah. Well, let's see. There we saw some Hufflepuffs. Here we see Slytherins. There's Gryffindor. I'm gonna be so annoyed if I don't see any Ravenclaw characters.
Weird...
Oh God!
Oh my God!
I remember watching this thing originally with the sound on. They're mentioning strange creatures at this point.
I think J.K. Rowling heard of porgs and wanted to create her own Chinese ripoff of them.
But the scene is here because they're trying to wrap in the Strange Creatures prequels.
Oh yeah.
So there might be a little bit of creature collecting in the game.
Look at those freaking eyes, though.
Bodies.
They look like anime characters.
Their bodies are just penises.
Eyeball penises.
Oh, with eyeballs. Oh, did Slanesh make these? Oh my God! And look at their little web feet. Oh no! Those things do not. Those things should not be. Well, it looks pretty at least.
I can fly.
Kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like going out and adventuring and.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I see we got some Monster Hunter in here too.
I was just thinking that.
I mean, this has got potential. Honestly.
If it looks this good, sure.
I mean, there's no way this is gameplay, but
no, but you know,
it could be in-game cinematics though.
Yeah. Just making them do all that.
And by the looks of it, you get to create a character. Now, my question is, do you get to choose your house, or is it going to give you one of those Morrowind-styled personality quizzes?
At the beginning, yeah.
Oh, well, Ultimate did
What
that
do
way
you do
before
with the sweet
Morrowind.
roll?
Remember Ultimate doing those?
Yeah.
I throw the biscuit in the air. Yeah.
Okay.
I do like those personality quizzes, but I also like if there's,
Portkey game.
well, this is your results, but would you care to fill the papers out yourself? So do you want to choose your class, even though we recommend
that?
this?
The unwritten. What the fuck? Maybe because we have it on mute, but that has no context to me. What the hell
I'm
is that?
going to presume this means... Yeah, this is non-canon. Well, I shouldn't say it's non-canon, but it's like, Knights of the Old Republic is to Star Wars.
Yeah.
They set it
Which is now
so
not
far
canon.
back that it doesn't impact the story.
No.
Yeah.
Although,
actually, as far as the
what's his name?
personality test for making your character thing goes, I liked how they let you change it afterwards. But I remember back in the Ultimate games, I don't think they did let you do that, but you could figure out how to game it because it was basically just
the obvious warrior answer.
Because they had the virtue system in Ultima, and each virtue was tied to a class. So you just had to know, okay, if I want to play a mage, then every single time a question comes up that involves honesty as one of the answers, I have to pick that because honesty is the mage class.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think we're asking the real questions here. Does this game pronounce it Leviosa or Leviosa?
No.
Leviosa.
I wonder if the Unforgivable Curse is unforgivable at this point, or is it like the final unlock? It hasn't been outlawed yet. So...
or maybe we found it within ourselves to finally forgive the curse.
Welcome to the new Harry Potter game. You can play as the bad guy.
Oh, that would be so cool. Too many.
Each time you use the curse to solve a situation quick and easy, you slowly become more evil.
You get dark side points.
you start looking like
Who's making this game?
Portkey.
I don't know.
So it's the Hogwarts internal, like it's the Harry Potter universe gaming company.
Okay.
Studio. They made all those ports for like the PlayStation games and back in the day and things like that.
Yeah,
I'm
I was seeing do they have
curious to see how
Obsidian
the
on board?
gameplay is going to work out because so far the Harry Potter games have just been gimmicky trash.
Yeah,
but this looks real pretty and it's got a lot of potential. I think. Like if it
the
goes full on
first Harry
Skyrim
Potter game,
style, I'm in.
Yeah, the first was okay. The fourth was also okay. I didn't much care for any of the others.
I can barely remember them except for the one PlayStation one I had that's always used in like still shots and things like that. Everyone is incredibly crunched looking and cubish.
I had that on PC.
Which Harry Potter game was it that was basically pay us money and we'll stop strangling this child for a day and a half?
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yes, that's right. I remember Angry Joe losing his shit. That's where the meme came from. 4 hours? 4 hours. He'd go all slow-mo.
Right.
That was an absolute... Yeah, that was just a money grab. But the movies coming out, like Part 1 and Part 2, are still going on. I hate the way movies are still doing that these days. Like the fucking Hobbit films. They stretched those fuckers out for 3 movies. Like, fuck off.
And they still didn't tell the story properly.
Amen to that.
Yeah, they went off on a lot of new tangents with that.
Demented porgs, yeah. Hufflepuff for life. I think I always...
That must be Lily.
Nematoria.
Yep, that's Lily. I am a Ravenclaw and you know it.
It's been a long while since I did the test. I think I'd either be a Slytherin or a Ravenclaw, honestly.
Same.
And
I just happened to fall into Ravenclaw.
Hufflepuff.
I think you've made her mad.
are you gonna do? Cry about it in your journal? Because you don't have any friends. Oh, I definitely am a Slytherin. All right, so I think that's the end of our broadcast day. Ezreal, it has been so much fun to have you on.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I hope you had fun. Is there anything you wish to plug? Anything you wish to advertise?
I have an RPG server that I've been running for, I think, almost 3 years now.
Damn.
We have several different games of countless different systems, and we're just always looking for new players and new game masters. Recently, we've been looking into studying up Call of Cthulhu, and I'm thinking of running a Halloween campaign of that.
Ooh, that would be a good time.
Which, have you ever tried Achtung Cthulhu?
I have not. I have heard of it, though.
I think it's a minis game. Or at least I've seen a lot of minis.
All I
pictures
really know
whenever
about it,
notice
yeah.
it. There's
All
also
I
a game
mostly
on
know-
Steam called Achtung Cthulhu Tactics, which was pretty fun.
Yeah. There's different Cthulhu games, and the thing that mainly seems to set them apart in the tabletop is each different one has a different time period it wants to take place in. So while Call of Cthulhu is the 1920s, Achtung Cthulhu is the 40s. Then there's like Delta Green, which is Vietnam.
The World War II.
Yeah. And Delta Green is Vietnam. And my favorite, Bureau 13, which no one wants to play, is basically Men in Black, but instead of fighting horrors to keep them secret from the rest of the world.
Oh, there you go.
There's also Cthulhu Tech, which is, mechs, and we're going to go punch Cthulhu with them.
That seems like a kind of a flop of an idea.
Yeah, that kind of like, let's stick it to the wall and see if it sticks. Oh no, it fell to the ground.
It works, but it depends on how far you push it.
I mean, it kind of takes out the whole horror angle, I think.
Yeah.
Brenda, what are you doing tonight? I want to be
Blaster Master 02, that's what.
Ooh.
Gotta shoot some things with a jumping tank.
Jumping tanks are the best because they're so impractical that they go back around being awesome.
I mean, can your tank do wall jumps? Because this one can.
I kind of would love to get a Gundam or like a proper mech game where it wouldn't be like mech warriors or BattleTech where they're just clunky as fuck. I'd like them to be the opposite. I'd like to be jumping around and just being like in the anime or the
doing
flips. Have you played Armored Core?
I've seen Armored Core, and that is close to what I'm thinking of, but even that is trying them to be a little bit...
It depends. In Armored Core 4, they revamped the cores and called them Next. NEXT''S. I cannot pronounce that as a single word. And they're much more quick and far more agile compared to the older cores. To the point where you have a dedicated short dash button, which is effectively dodge rolls that you can parkour with.
Nice.
Ooh, Dark Souls Mecha.
Yeah.
So
if you did want to look into fast ones, I'd say to look up Armored Core 4 or Armored Core 4 Answer, which is basically just an expansion pack that stands alone.
So as for me, I am tomorrow going to be playing a game gifted to me by Metal Monkey, who it's Red Faction Guerrilla.
Oh, I've played that.
I've seen people playing it in the past. It looks alright, but it was on sale for like £4, so he just like, do you want me to just give it to you? And I'm like,
isn't that the one with the unicorn gun?
I don't.
I'm not sure.
No,
I do know that there is a song about that game. And Low Energy could look it up on YouTube. It's called Space Asshole.
Tell you what, I'll look up to it before I play the game tomorrow. I'll live stream, like at the start of the stream, I'll look it up and then I'll play the game. But yeah, I have no idea really like if I'm gonna like it or not. But oh, speaking of,
do you like Destructio Physics?
Yes, and I played Red Faction 2 and 1, so I know.
It's different though, because instead of destroying the terrain, you're destroying the buildings.
Nice. Yeah. Was it on Sunday? that's I am going to be doing something a bit different. I've gotten a collection of free games from Steam that I'm going to be going through. Just none of them are long enough, or frankly, probably as interesting enough on their own. So it'll be something interesting, something different, and maybe hell, we're gonna have Frog Fractions on, so that's going to be hell.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, next week, Krendar, have we decided on someone next week?
Not yet. We'll figure that out though.
Yeah, because I have an idea, and I'll have to, of course, ask him. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a fun show. If you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check down in the links below where you'll find Ezreal's server and Krendar's Twitch. You will also find a link to our Discord. You will also find a link to Instagram, Twitter, Streamlabs, and my email if you need to contact me, friend. And I think that's us. So with that said, remember to buff your Corel, because you only get one.
Gotta keep them shiny.
And especially those biceps. So with that said, see ya. Bye.